Howdy, and welcome to Lead to Grow on Lesson 1 on Process and Content. In Lesson 1, we're going to explore what are the differences between process and content. Well, when we make decisions, outline plans, or convey instructions, there are two key factors involved. One is the process, whereby the decision is made. The other is the content of what has to be decided. The process defines the how, the way we interact with people involved in the task. The content is the what, the results or end product of our efforts. Process is commonly defined as a series of actions directed toward a specific aim. For our discussion, however, process is the essential people part of great leadership. Working well with others enables a leader to bring the very best out in his or her people. There are two important aspects to process. One being how we say things. The focus here is how we communicate and interact with people on a day-to-day basis. How we say something can significantly impact what the recipient of the message feels is being conveyed. Our body language and tone of voice can reinforce or contradict the message in the words we are saying. The second is how we do things. This addresses how we interact with people to set and pursue goals. To see an example of process, consider an organization's objective to develop a business plan to enter a new market. The way we actually define the business plan would be the process side of the task. Process deals with who has input on the objective and how we communicate with them. With process, the focus is on people, leading them, enhancing relationships, and intentionally monitoring how we say or do things. Technically, content, on the other hand, is defined as the amount of something in a container. Content is usually measurable and quantifiable. In the context of our life and work, when content is our main concern, we drive for results, focus on things, manage things, concentrate on what we say and do. In terms of leadership, one way to think of content is as the objectives we frame with and for those we lead. The content part of this principle is important. Without clear, well-communicated, meaningful, and attainable objectives, people are directionless. The people you lead need to know where you expect them to go. In our example of the business plan, content considers an organization's objective to develop a business plan to enter a new market. With content, the focus is on the final results of our work, the business plan, and the what is contained within the business plan. Now, we need both process and content. And the most enduring companies don't limit themselves to one solution or approach to a problem or challenge. Rather, they embrace two seemingly incompatible truths simultaneously. Jim Lundy said it best when he said, how you say or do something can make or break what you've said or done. And boy, how true is that statement. Process and content are often expressed using different words. Let's take another look at a list that matches expressions for process with corresponding expressions for content. Process, we enhance relationships. Content, we drive for results. Process, we focus on people. Content, we focus on things. Process, we lead people. Content, we manage things. Process, we focus on how we say and do. Content the focus is on what we say and do. We last saw this list while examining the difference between leading and managing. Although different words are used in different contexts, the concepts of processing content can be found in almost every aspect of business and even of life. Let's continue to look at our example of establishing a business plan. We can break this task down into two main areas. The first area focuses on the how or process. This involves planning how we would involve people in preparing the plan and how we would communicate the finished plan to others. The second area is the end result we would like to produce or accomplish. In this case, it is a business plan. This is the what or the content piece of the task. If you're like most people, you tend toward content, not process. You like to focus on the task at hand, make decisions, delegate supporting tasks, and get her done. But we have to focus on both. If you don't take time to work on your communication on the process side, you'll spend a whole lot of time, even more time down the road trying to repair the damage done by barking expedient commands. Have you ever had an aha moment? I had one at one time when something finally made sense. Well, I had one the first time I experienced the effectiveness of what I call process. I was rolling out a new mission statement at our company when it happened. My natural inclination at that time was to define the specific and direction of an initiative, ask for some input from the team, and then go forward with rolling out my preconceived plan to the whole company. This time, however, I took the time to really seek the perspectives and ideas of our employees. I changed my approach to how I accomplished the task at hand. I interacted with my team in a more open and an intentional way. This was process-oriented focus. And I tell you what, I was shocked by the response that I received through this new approach, which resulted in it was just an incredible buy-in from the team. We even developed a better mission statement. If you start to look for it, you'll see the potential to use this powerful duo of process and content in every area of your life. This concept literally transformed my leadership ability once I began to learn to apply its truth. These universal truths can transform your leadership ability too, if you take steps to apply them in your life and business. Well, in lesson 1, we've been exploring what are the differences between process and content. So Do you naturally focus more on content or process? Can you break down one of your current projects into the two categories of process and content? So, in this lesson, write down one or two action items that you would like to take today. And this concludes Lead to Grow, Lesson 1 on process and content.